Hi everyone, I'm Katherine Price with College Mindset. Earlier this month, I published a video that talked about tips and things that you should be focusing on during the winter. These were tips for sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and it depended on what year you were and where you are in your college process. One of the big things we talked about last week was campus visits. So I thought it would be helpful to review the different types of campus visits you may be planning, again, depending on where you are in your college process. So let's start with freshmen and sophomores. So I talked about this a little bit last week, but freshmen and sophomores should be planning what I call practice campus visits. Now, for those of you who haven't heard me use that term before, practice campus visits is when you plan visits to schools local to you. So schools that you aren't going to have to pay for a plane ticket and a hotel room and all the travel costs to go see. Why? Because you are just starting to figure out what you like and don't like about college and universities. So plan visits to schools in your area, and the trick is to get a wide variety. So we are really fortunate here in Colorado to have a medium-sized urban institution in the University of Denver, a small liberal arts institution in Colorado College, and then two large public universities, one that's a little bit more rural in Colorado State University, Fort Collins, and then one that's more in a college town in CU Boulder. So I often send my students to these schools so they can see the differences in terms of size, location, and program offerings. Practice visits are also a great time for students who are considering majors that may require direct entry programs. So these programs includes, but are not limited to, engineering, nursing, sometimes architecture. So these are good. It's a good idea to go visit your local university and tour their engineering school specifically to really figure out if that's the direction you want to go. So for juniors, this is a good time to plan what I call intentional college visits. So what I mean by intentional college visits is that you have taken the time to research schools, you have talked to them at a college fair or visited the rep at your high school or looked at them online and looked at all their data. You know more about these schools and you have identified them as schools you're interested in potentially applying to, so it is worth it for your family to spend the money to go visit these schools. So you definitely need to get on their websites and plan a campus tour and information session. And next week, we're going to talk a little bit more in detail about things you can do while you are visiting a campus, but definitely do an information session and a campus tour at the bare minimum and plan out your visit to these campuses. Now, I also encourage students to see other schools that might be similar in the area. So for example, if you're going to Texas and you've decided you want to see Texas Christian University, go over and see SMU, Southern Methodist University, as well. They're pretty similar. They do have some differences, but if you're in the area, it makes sense to see both schools. So make sure you check for any schools that might be similar that are near the campus that you are intentionally visiting. Seniors campus visits are a little bit different because now you should be visiting schools that you have been admitted to. And seeing a campus from the perspective of an admitted student is very different because you know you're in. You know this could potentially be the college for you. So it does shift your mindset a little bit. Now, seniors can definitely do the traditional campus tour and information sessions, but I really encourage seniors to look at admitted student events. I think admitted student events are often well structured and offer a lot more information. So sometimes they have a student panel, they have a faculty presenting a mock class, or you can sit in on a class. They may have an information session on career services or other resources on the campus. So admitted student events are great for getting more information about what it really will be like to be a student there. The other bonus is if you attend a admitted student event, you might meet other students in your class. So other students who have also been admitted, and meeting other students who you may be going to college with and graduating with can definitely help you decide if this community is the right fit for you. So there you have it. Those are the different types of campus visits you should be thinking about, again, depending on where you are in the college process. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at info@collegemindset.com, and I will see you next week.